Hey guys, here's my war number 5 fights, and I lose my streak this war. And I was the only death in my battle group, so I cost us the down, so that wasn't fun. I died to a very easy fight. 267 deathless streak lost. But otherwise, I did have some really cool fights, so I'm gonna try not to be too much of a doomer about this war, since I still got to do some cool things. And yeah, first up is this OG Switch. We're just using Diablo, and yeah, it's not much is going on here, really. It's just Diablo versus Scarlet Witch, so yeah. As you can see, it's like a 30-second fight. She's pretty much already dead at this point, and yeah. Pretty easy time here. Next up, we have a Null with Herc. So I used an invuln for these 3 fights to try and eat like a hit of a heavy on each of these fights to get charged up with Herc. It goes well on this Null, and I managed to eat just the last hit of the heavy, and I was really happy with that. And then on Joe, it definitely wasn't the reason why I died, but it did not go well. And here I do the stand-up intercept. Since Herc goes Lenimian, you can safely do the stand-up intercepts like that. It's still, not completely safe, but yeah, light intercept missed. Of course, unfortunate, but, it happens. We get our intercept from a special, so we don't need to worry about the risking any more intercepts, and then we get a free intercept anyway. Just block the L2, no reason to dex it, and yeah, we're gonna try and eat the last hit of a heavy here. I managed to do it perfectly, so that's beautiful. Get the 3 charges from the fight, and then we're just gonna build to our L2 and end this fight. So yeah. That fight went perfectly, and then this Joe Fix-It is the fight I died to. Really easy fight. I played really poorly, but I had a 267 solo streak going, so I'm not mad at myself. 267. I mean, not 267 solos, obviously, because it disconnects, but 267 fights without a death. So I'm quite proud of myself for that, regardless of this awful fight. It really is an easy fight to solo. Completely on me. And yeah. I make a lot of mistakes, and yeah, I didn't deserve the solo because of the mistakes I made anyway. And yeah, here we lose our invuln. Perfect way to start the fight, of course. And yeah, here we're gonna try and throw an L2. We get the L2 off. We get a couple crits, which was very nice to get some damage going. Then, bait this L2, do a combo, just get some damage in. We get a nice intercept there. And then, we have to try and do a parry heavy, into a special to not have Furies stacked. But the Furies are stacking there. He backs up, and I start panicking, because he was backing up while the Furies were going, and yeah, I die. Really bad death. Very easy fight to solo, completely on me, and yeah, here we're going back in to clean up, and yeah, one of the worst deaths I have ever had in Alliance War, but yeah, is what it is. Going back in, get an intercept to start the fight, so we've got that one. I still want to get the extra ramp, of course, might as well take our chance to do it. And yeah, here we get the heavy charge, and now we just gotta end the fight, and we do that right there. Very easy fight, no reason I should have ever died to it, but yeah. Next up, we have a 26 Spidey Supreme with Dr. Doom. We're just gonna parry heavy here, and yeah, that is the entire strategy, just parry heavy. The Diablo synergy means our heavies will all be guaranteed crits after we have a stagger up. And that means their damage will be very good, and yeah, Doom is, in my opinion, the best counter to this fight. If you have the Diablo synergy, it's just very simple, very hard to die, very hard to mess this strategy up, so, you can just block everything, really no danger here. And since it's over in so few hits, you don't really need to worry about the bleeds either. You see, we've only done 6 hits, and he's already pretty much dead, and yeah, we're gonna do a combo into a special 2 here, and he will die, and yeah, that's all for that fight. Pretty easy fight. And yeah, next up we have this Valk with Herc on path 8. This is a nothing fight, but I was still being careful because I just died to a nothing fight with Herc, so yeah. Anyway, yeah, Valk with Herc. I am just going to get my special 2 and end the fight with that. I still want to get both the intercept and the heavy. Thankfully, she gives me an intercept to start the fight, and then another intercept, which is great. And yeah, I want to get my heavy off, bait this special 1, and I'm trying to avoid blocking hits as much as possible because of the tactic. We do have to block a hit to get our heavy off, though, of course. And yeah, now we've got all those charges, and we're ready to go into a special 2, and that just ends the fight. And yeah, these next 2 fights are with Diablo, and they are both very, very easy fights, of course. Gore and Venom on Rich Gear Richer. The strat is to just block a couple hits, throw a special 1, throw a special 3, and that is it. That is the entire plan. Since they are just path fights, I do not need to pause the poisons. They will just die without it pausing. And yeah, we're just going to block a couple hits, throw our special 1, throw our L3, and then Gore will just melt. And yeah. There we go. We got our special 3 off just immediately. He is so good for this tactic right now. It's so easy to do a lot of fights on the map. That's literally all this fight is. And as you can see, Gore is just melting down. That's all I had to do. It's just block a couple hits, tap O1, tap L3. That's just the entire fight. And yeah, this Venom is pretty similar, but on this Venom, I do want to avoid baiting his L2 if possible. He ends up getting a lot of power, I believe, from the flourishes and Rich Gear Richer and everything. So I end up baiting a special 1 in the corner, which isn't ideal, but yeah, perfectly fine anywho. And yeah. He doesn't start out with quite as many buffs, so you do have to block a few more hits. You don't have to block this many hits. That was a little unnecessary, but it's fine anyway. We've got our L3 now, and now we can just watch Venom just melt. And yeah, very easy fight again. And that fight is just over. That is all you have to do to solo this with Diablo, which is fantastic, of course. And yeah, Aspect of Evolution means your Neutralize isn't always going to stop buffs here, which is why this is placed, since Neutralize doesn't work as well, but it doesn't matter for Diablo. So yeah. Next up, we have this 48 Infamous Iron Man with Hercules. Just gonna special 1, then special 2. We have a Power Star 1 still on. I was hoping to get it on all 3 fights, and we did, thankfully. And yeah. This fight is very easy with Herc. Yeah, special 1 and the special 2 kills, and we are pretty much fully ramped up here, so I don't have to worry about getting a heavy off or anything like that. I'm just gonna special 1, special 2, and yeah. Here we do a stand-up intercept because he has the falter, he doesn't have a vigilance, so there was no chance of him doing anything to me during that stand-up intercept, so yeah. And then we're gonna throw our special 2, and this fight is just over. And yeah. Next up, we have this 54 Arcus, which you guys have seen me do before. We're using Invuln again. This time we do have the Poison Sui's on, so I'm not as worried about pausing after the L3. But yeah, basically, same strat, block some hits, throw my L1, he's going to throw his L3, then I'm going to throw my L3, and we're going to pause the poisons and watch Arcus die. Yeah, he throws a lot of heavies here, so it's a little bit harder to block all the hits that we need to. But it's not a big deal. We're still just perfectly fine, just being a little bit more patient to start the fight. Here, we start going for combos, because 6 buffs is enough. We don't trigger Neutralize at all there, so we get a few more buffs. And then we're going to eat his L3. We're going to throw our L3, and just end the fight. And yeah. We're eating the L3, we're going to throw our L3, we're going to pause the debuffs, and the fight will just end. So yeah. Diablo really just is such a monster this season when you have the tactic that gives, effectively like an infinite amount of buffs to every single champion that's in the tactic. Diablo is just gonna eat. And yeah, the Fate Seal and Neutralites are really nice as well, of course. So yeah, we've got the Poison Paws, so now the part is just Arcus dies. So yeah, pretty easy fight. And yeah, finally we have our Nick Fury boss with Hercules. And yeah, here we're turning off MD to spec full into suicides, put a point in coagulate, and just put myself in the best position possible to solo this fight. We're gonna have an involt on still, we're gonna have those cosmic boosts and everything. So yeah, we're gonna be in a very good position to solo this boss. Double edge there. And then I'm gonna go to the defense tree, put a point in coagulate, I'm gonna max resonate, and I'm gonna max out courage. And then we're gonna go into the fight, and yeah, my plan is basically just take advantage of the flourish to try and prevent him from ever throwing a special one, and to, what's it called? And yeah, just do Herc things. Don't worry too much about the damage, worry more about fighting Nick Fury. Hercules will get Nick Fury down regardless of, what strategy you're doing. You don't need to worry too much about, like, what specific specials, what doing the special intercept or anything. You just need to worry about fighting Nick Fury here. So that's all I'm concerned with. Just doing my best to fight Nick Fury. And yeah, if I can do that, I'll be happy with this fight. And yeah, we push him to a special one first time, so that's very nice. And yeah, he's gonna let the read debuffs fall off here. Perfectly fine. We didn't need them anyway. But yeah. And yeah, we're doing a lot of these heavy counters because they give Nick Fury less tactical charges. So it just prevents him from going unblockable as much. Just not entirely necessary, but it's an easy way to do that. And yeah, I timed this special too so that it's going to put him unblockable, put him just under an L1, and I'm going to be in a good position to push him above 20 so he doesn't stay unblockable. As you can see, we do it perfectly. And yeah, now we want to bait this L2. And we want to remove those if we can hit into his block. He doesn't end up letting me. This was bad. I didn't think that combo was going to kill, so I instinctively just threw the special one to finish off the first life. Bad idea, because the combo ended up killing. And yeah, here my dash back didn't work, so I just held block there instead of trying to dex it. And yeah, I'm just trying to finish out this fight at this point. And yeah, thank you to my Patreon supporters, MCOC Noob, Senior Dunny, Mega, OG Highline, and Mikey. The support is much appreciated. And yeah, that's all for this war. Take care, guys. Hope you guys are having good seasons.